But I'm sure the smell will more than make up for it later on tonight. And I feel fresher than usual.
How's the gerbil?
Let me ask. How you doing down there? He says he likes it. It smells nice and it's much roomier than it used to be.
Awesome.
I think so too. We're filming.
Yeah, we are. Hi guys, welcome back to Greenpoint, Brooklyn. This is the next exciting episode of Pete's Basement. And yeah, a lot of less than stellar stuff came out this week. A lot of it was kind of hard to get through. Which is why I spent a lot of my week drinking. A lot of it. Gatorade? No. Adult beverages, actually.
Adult? Gatorade's not an adult beverage?
No. No.
Is it rated R? What's going on with that?
Secret Invasion 6 came out this week, and by far the best thing about this book was the cover.
Yeah, this, Steve, why don't you give us your assessment of this one?
It's not going anywhere. They're just fighting the same damn fight.
Yeah, there's no like awesome scroll reveals. There's no
nothing. And they have these weird little one-page encounters where, you know, Junior Marvel meets Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
meets
but that made no sense at all. Captain Marvel's dead now.
Yeah,
What the hell was that all about?
You know, Thor. By far the funniest, least climactic moment is this one, where Thor and Captain America like square off, and he's like, "Who are you? No, who are you?
Right.
Okay, let's go fight somebody." Like that was it. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, I stand by my critics, man. Yo, this is really not a very good crossover. It's not even really that entertaining.
It started out so well, and just like every other one, it's
yeah. And then after the big reveal, I didn't give a fuck. Yeah. I mean, what about the other spin-offs they had this week? Weren't there like 38 of these things?
No, X-Men was horrible.
It was painted for some reason.
I couldn't even get
the artwork was like childish. It really was not, and it was painted like with crayons.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Humans, nothing really happens. I mean, he tries to spoil it, I guess, maybe. They try to channel his voice.
Yeah, like I don't.
And he's like,
yeah, which is kind of how I was on prom night, so it works out nicely for me.
So
artwork's good. Tom Brady's pretty good.
Yeah, the artwork is good.
But yeah, but nothing. I mean, like Secret Invasion sucked this week. Bendis, congratulations. You've turned me into an anti-Semite. Congratulations.
He hates himself.
There was even a crossover for new Deadpool #1 that dropped this week. And this whole thing, the Skrulls invade a baseball game. And yeah, no, follow me on this. They invade a baseball game.
Who's on first?
Actually,
Skrull.
third base.
That was just
I don't know.
The Braves and somebody. I don't know who else.
So long as if I get this straight, the alien invaders go to Atlanta for a Braves game.
A Braves game, yeah. And Deadpool happens to be there. He's dressed as the mascot. I don't know.
What do you happens to be there?
He
likes the Braves. Some people like the Atlanta Braves. No one with any taste, but you know.
See, Deadpool apparently is the Braves mascot. You want to just tell me?
I'm good.
No, honestly, this should keep you up nights. And then later on, he's busy hallucinating that the Skrulls are asking for his autographs while he's killing them. And you know, honestly, Deadpool's
congratulations. I actually,
it got old in Wolverine.
Much, yeah.
Was it Wolverine Origins that they squared off?
Origins, yeah.
And then he decides right at the end to join the Skrulls. No, you flipped a little too far. There's some kind of stupid review of the character at the end of the
I noticed the advertisement where they're saying that he
flip one there,
joins them or something.
One more. No, keep going. A lot of fucking ad pages. God damn it. Right there.
This is terrible.
Yeah. You could have really skipped the entire Secret Invasion part.
So I guess what we're saying is Marvel takes the L this week, and I don't think there's really any Marvel books we could recommend.
That's what I can recommend, no.
Oh, Ultimate Origins came out this week.
Yeah, and you know what? If you want to read Ultimate Origins #4, just skip right to the last page. The rest of it seems pretty useless.
I'll go with that. Or not the very last page. Let's see, what is it?
I like Hulk's hairdo though.
Yeah, they got a big.
It's a nice splash page of the Hulk.
Moving out of,
you want to spoil it? You want to tell them if they've been reading, you know, Ultimate Origins?
If you haven't been reading Ultimate Origins, here's the quick spoiler.
These big, like, eye-looking pillar things have appeared all over the place.
They look a bit like enemas. A bunch of fleet enemas have popped up all over the Earth, and they proclaim that they are the Watchers. That's reveal #1.
They're not little bald guys in capes anymore, basically.
They no longer look like my grandpa after several years in a mental hospital. Now they look exactly like suppositories, and I go with that. Then you find out that Nick Fury didn't become Captain America because he's got deep personal issues with that.
And he's black.
Also black.
Again,
Yeah, he's also black again. You see Bruce Banner having an aneurysm, turning into the Hulk, and killing Peter Parker's mom, and then giving the kid a nogie, and then making fun of how he dresses, and then taking a dump in his mouth. And that's this week's Ultimate Origins.
That sounds convoluted as hell.
Yeah, not that good. Also a Bendis book. Thanks again.
Right, yeah.
The way to
Oh, and there's some kind of great cataclysm or some bullshit happening in the last and final issue.
Really,
Which is just going to lead into the March to Ultimatum anyway, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I honestly
that's
don't
where
know.
we go to Joe Quesada's house and leave him alone with Pete for about an hour and a half. I think that's going to be.
Can I bring one of the edged toys that I have in the house?
By edged toys, you mean that giant purple dildo you keep in the closet? No.
No, I mean
you can't.
the giant double-edged battle axe.
You always get those two mixed up.
I always get those mixed up. You're right. That you can bring with you.
Okay.
Is there anything else we're doing from Marvel?
Oh, wait. There was
What?
Magneto Testament also came out this week, and it has a really nice cover. And that's it. The rest of it was like pretty useless.
It's pretty much talking about his roots and
Yeah, his
Nazi
origins
Germany,
and like Auschwitz.
full
and
it
shit.
is. Yeah.
Fantastic.
If you want to read something about Auschwitz, go pick up Mouse, M-A-U-S.
Or go to the library.
Or, what is that?
There's a big
They have books there.
Yeah.
They aren't primarily picture driven. They're mainly built around text and the use of text to form full words and sentences.
So it's kind of like a comic book store, but without cartoons?
Yes.
Right. They usually said in the order of the person that writes it.
Yes.
So you can check it out that way.
We will go to a library. They have one here in Williamsburg.
Okay.
We will find a way.
Awesome.
Library.
We're good now. Now we can go on from Marvel.
So moving out of Marvel this week, really the only thing, I picked up Booster Gold and Green Lantern Corps. Booster Gold is a pretty straightforward story that's kind of fun, but...
I was picking that up for a while, and then I just kind of...
You know what, this isn't a good jumping on point. It's not a good jumping on point. Issue 10 was the last issue that would have been, you know, like if you'd wanted to jump in at issue 11, that would have been good. This one is not. It's still a good issue. It's one of Chuck Dixon's last books at DC ever. It's not bad. It's a Batman-oriented issue. It's nothing to, you know, write home
The whole
about.
concept of the series so far seems to be Booster just jumping around the key
it's-
points in the DC universe.
You know what?
history.
You know what? It's a good. You know what? Why it's a good book though is that it there's all this, you know, backstory and history of the DC universe that never gets addressed, never gets talked about, like old classic stories, old classic costumes and shit.
Right.
And then Booster Gold kind of jumps around. You get, you know, to be sort of like your tour guide. So it's
Yeah.
fun that way. It's probably gonna get canceled after another like 10 issues or something. If that, just, you know, you can smell it.
I
You know,
remember that
you
issue back when he tried to stop the Joker from shooting Batgirl.
Yeah,
really
which-
awesome.
That everything up to issue 10. If they made that even just its own little trade, that could be effective. It would be a great little mini-series. They'll string it along for another few issues without Jeff Johns at the helm. It's really not looking too good. What was looking good was Green Lantern Corps, which continues to be one of DC's standout books. It's a direct lead into Darkest Night. You basically just get to see the main guys that they've been, you know, bringing up to the Green Lantern Corps: Kilowog, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner. Go out and just be, you know, the sort of cop characters that they turn this into. You know, they've turned this into almost like a police procedural series.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really actually very fucking good. They don't need to keep reusing the Sinestro Corps. We get it, the bad guys. This one is pretty good though. They set it up so that the Sinestro Corps ends up sort of like looking like the mob almost.
Right.
You know, they're intimidating people, they're shaking people down. It's pretty good. I recommend it. It's a good jumping on point too if you haven't been reading the book, the series.
Continuing the Eye of the Beholder.
Yeah,
story, right?
yeah. And they're making little hints that you know, the Emerald Eye thing, which is something that shows up in other DC books, is going to probably show up at some point soon. But those are really the only. I told you how I feel about DC books these days.
Yeah.
I don't pick them up unless I need really nice, smooth toilet paper printed on very nice.
Right. When you want to
paper.
spoil yourself.
Right. When I really need something smooth against my asshole, that's when I purchase the DC.
Depends on
book.
what you had that.
Exactly. When I've eaten corn, I go for something a little